Senator Bondi,
Present.
Senator Chinawala, Senator Chinawala,
Here.
Senator Cortez,
Present.
Senator DiCarlo, Senator Giasimonian,
Present.
Senator Gonzalez,
Present.
Senator Guerrero, Senator Guerrero. All right. Senator Horvitz,
Here.
Senator Kong,
Present.
Senator Cotero, Senator Lynn, Senator Lynn, Senator Lopez,
Present.
Senator Nader Shahi, Senator Nader Shahi, Senator Namvar, Senator Nguyen,
Present.
Senator Ramirez, Senator Shi, Senator Turner, Senator Turner,
Present.
Thank you. Senator Wang.
Present.
Perfect. All right. And I think I just saw that Vicky is here, so I'll go ahead and mute up again.
Thanks, Senator DiCarlo. Hi guys, sorry for being late. Okay, we'll move on to A2, excuse absences. So for the excusals, how we're gonna go about it from now on is that, so to get an excuse absence or tardy, senators have to give notice ahead of time to the IVP or Senate pro temps through email, and then approvals are at the discretion of the IVP and then subject to final approval by you all. And then all of this is in legal code policy 10. So if people send absences or tardies ahead of time, we'll add it to this doc, and then it's in yellow because people let me know after the attendance was sent out. And then tardies count as like 30 minutes being absent from a meeting. So if someone's going to come 15 minutes late, it's fine. We don't have to excuse them. You could do like a bundle and approve moment and just do bundle approve all excused absences and tardies. Or if you'd like, you can go through each senator one by one, and it would be something along the lines of like, move to excuse Senator blank for like the duration of the meeting if it's an excuse absent, or for 1 hour due to, and then whatever the reason is. But yeah, the floor is open for any motion. So Senator Simonian.
I move to bundle and approve all excused absences and tardies listed on the document.
Did you include tardies too, Senator Simonian, or just absences?
I said absences and tardies, yeah. So
Alright.
both.
Okay, there's been a motion to excuse all absences and tardies as listed in the 77th ASCCSB Senate July 29, 26 excusals document. Okay, is there a second? Senator Lopez?
Second.
The motion's been moved and seconded. We are now in discussion. Senator Kong?
Motion.
Okay, question's been called. Is there a second? Senator Carlo?
So I actually messed up. I didn't realize I didn't have to put up an excusal for Senator Abdali because they're just going to be 15 minutes late is what they texted me. So am I allowed to edit that document and get rid of the Senator Abdali excusal?
Yes. Yeah, we can just delete that.
All right. and then I second the call to question.
Okay. Okay. If there's no objections, on discussion. Okay. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed?
Aye.
Okay, great. Motion passes. Motion. Okay, awesome. We'll move to A3, acceptance of proxies. No proxies. Move to B, public forum. Anyone here for public forum? Okay, I believe not. We will move on to C, external reports. Chancellor's representative, UCPD representative, GSA representative, UC governance board representative, IVCSD representative. Okay. We'll move to D, ASUCSB reports. D1, any administrative committee reports? Oh, yes, I do see a hand from Sam. Hi, Sam.
Hi, I just wanted to say that I'm here for public forum.
Yes, sorry I missed you. We're gonna go back to B, public forum. I'm gonna go over the speaking agreements real quick, but you have 3 minutes to speak with 3 minutes for Q&A. Please state your name, pronouns, and enunciate, but refrain from yelling. Speculation of a senator's intentions is prohibited and may result in you being removed from the ability to speak on the floor. Please know this meeting is being recorded. You may speak on any issue, whether it is on the agenda or not. Please include a content warning if it will be graphic. You may only come up once, and you may choose not to answer any questions. Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, awesome. You have 3 minutes. You can begin.
Thank you, Chair. Two senators have told this body that I lack work ethic and dedication. I want to answer that, and I want to tell you what actually happened because the record they've given you is missing most of it. Senator King, I have no issue with you. You took the parliamentarian role and you did the job, and I won't diminish that, but I did not drift out of the position. I was told to resign because of my positions on student fees. That is the reason. I was asked to step aside for holding a view about what this association charges the students it represents, and I would ask senators to sit with that for a moment before accepting a lack of dedication as the explanation. As for what I was doing with my time, I was working overnight audit shifts at the Marriott, 11 p.m. to 7:30 a.m. in the morning, 4 nights a week, while carrying a full course load in economics and accounting on a CPA track and paying my way through UCSB after transferring from SBCC. Before that, I served in the Navy as a nuclear machinist mates, and that program does not keep people who coast or have dedication or who lack dedication. I'm not going to stand here and assert my own work ethic to you. Look at what I was carrying and decide for yourselves. I'll say one more thing and I'll stop. My campaign for IVP has been described to you tonight as marred by controversy. What has not been mentioned is that I withdrew from that race after receiving death threats. My family received death threats, unmarked letters, notes, and digital communications of the worst nature. The matter went to the sheriff's office and remains under review by the district attorney. To where they're deciding whether to press charges or not. And what they've told me is they've identified the individuals that they are students at UCSB. I'm not allowed to say more about it here because it isn't mine to litigate in this room, but I would ask the senators who characterized the campaign for you to consider that they described its controversies and left out its ending. On the
Point
remaining
of order, Chair.
objections,
That's a complete speculation of my intentions.
On the remaining objections, no elections board complaint was ever filed against my campaign. None was adjudicated and no sanction issued.
Chair, can I be heard?
Yeah.
I asked that last comment be stricken from the record. It is a completely out of order. You're not allowed to speculate on senator intentions. And it's not
Okay.
what I intended, so.
I didn't speculate. You could see in the written comment, there's no speculation.
Okay, Sam, you can continue. You have a minute left.
On the endorsement request, I did not know the entity was required to remain politically neutral, and I withdrew the request the moment I learned otherwise. And if confirmed, I decline all honoraria for the seat for the full duration of the term in writing so that nobody in this room has to wonder whether my position on fees are convenient. On Judicial Council, I've been told my filings challenge this association's right to exist. That was the point. Judicial Council is the mechanism this association built so that its own members could test whether it follows its own governing documents. Using it is participation. If the standard for appointment here is that person must never have asked whether AS is following its own rules, then let's say that out loud, because it is a strange requirement for a body that keeps telling students it wants reform. I'm asking for a vote on the basis of what this office actually does, putting the right students on the right committees. I'll do that work. I'll be here for it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sam, for coming. Are you willing to take questions?
Yes.
Okay, senators, if we're asking our speaker questions, please make sure not to speculate on their intentions and to be respectful as well. Senator Jisamonin?
I got 2 questions for you. Number one, you just told this body that there were no complaints filed against you during the election in the spring. But
That's
you and I both
correct.
know that's not true because I did file a complaint against you and you put it on your Instagram story and I have a screenshot. So why did you say that?
I don't believe there's ever a complaint filed against me. What was the
I have a
complaint for?
screenshot.
Well-
Let's let people finish their sentences, but yes, continue.
Why are you so angry, man? I don't know. I've never talked to you before a day in my life. I don't understand.
I'm gonna put a copy of the screenshot in the chat for everyone to see.
Sure, I'd love to see it.
But I do have a second question, and that is that I want to know why you felt the need to post the letter I meant to just be reviewed by the Senate to your
Because-
Instagram story last night, and then report me for harassment. After all I did was tell people I don't know if you're the right fit for this position.
I just thought it was
And
very
you put it
funny.
in your highlights.
I mean, I printed out and put it on my wall too. I've never seen such a personalized hit piece before, and I was honestly kind of proud of it since I don't know you.
Okay, just let's remember to be recognized and let people finish their sentences. But I'm gonna have Senator Turner go first. Or go next. Senator Turner.
Thank you, IVP, Vicky. Okay, first of all, I just wanted to start out. Thank you so much, Sam, for coming on and sharing your piece and your side of the story. I just want to say, please understand that whatever decision is made, many of us are incoming senators, and we weren't part of last year's administration, so we don't have the firsthand experience that other people do. But I also, I wouldn't necessarily say that it is responsible to expect new senators to make an informed decision with only a day's notice about new nominees and not having the opportunity to fully ask questions or hear from like everyone directly involved. And if you're truly qualified, as you say, then I think that it'd be great if we like take a little bit more time to review any records or like allegations that are being made or said. That's just my piece and my take on it. If you're truly qualified, like I don't see any problem with like evidence coming to light, and like us just being able to see facts that are found speak for themselves. I just our responsibility isn't necessarily to fill positions as quickly as possible. It's to fill them with the right people. And so I just would prefer us all to probably take an extra week to make the correct decision than to rush a vote today and later discover like potentially overlooking important information. Thank you.
Yeah, that sounds perfect to me. Thank you, Mrs. Turner.
Yes. Thank you for your statement. Remember that during public forum or just reports in general, we're asking questions of the speaker. And then if we do want to do like discussion, it would be during the time of the motion. But yeah, thank you for your statement, Senator Turner. Senator Kong?
All right, hi Sam. Thank you for coming in. If you're right, I made a statement that said you are lack of work ethics. If that hurts you, my deep apology. But you mentioned something that you've been doing like overnight shifts and Navy nuclear stuff, and also like
At the
could you
Marriott.
mention more about like how you were originally appointed by the IBPA last year, and then how and what did you mention something about that? Correct? Could you like elaborate on that a little bit more? Thanks.
Yeah, so when I was working the overnight shifts, I missed two Senate meetings. And I spoke to the then IVP Henry about it. He said I shouldn't miss any more. It was hard to attend it. I started over the summer and I joined over Zoom, then they switched to in person, and I couldn't make the transition effectively. Additionally, I talked to him and the parliamentarian before me. I believe he moved to China, but I was very outspoken against continuously raising student fees without delivering our promises to students. A lot of students are dissatisfied with the student government. They don't see much value. And I was told that I should resign because of that. And what was the second part of your question? Sorry.
That would be like how you were originally get like appointed. What was the story between you and IDP? And then you also mentioned something about death threats. Does that have to
Oh,
play a
yeah.
role
When
in the
I,
IDP?
because of my outspoken ideas about student fees and how the student government maybe doesn't spend as effectively as it could. I guess my criticism itself of the student government led to me and my family. I'm an independent student. I don't talk to my family or my extended family that much. So I was very surprised when they called me. That me know my little sister, my niece, um, a lot of members of my family received letters in the mail saying that I had to withdraw from the race, that it said I should never go back to UCSB and to stay out student government because of my ideas on fees and how it should potentially be lowered. So that was all forwarded to the sheriff's office, and they've identified the people who made these claims where they said they're going to kill my family or harm me. They said they knew where I live. They left notes on my car as well. And they forwarded that to the district attorney's office to file charges. And then I wanted to do the COC position because I don't necessarily want to be scared out of something. After high school, I joined the Navy because I really do love this country and I care about people and I want to try to help. This is like a volunteering position for me. I don't need the $200 a year in honoraria. I talked to the previous vice chair and she was extremely excited to have me on. Her name is Shu Yi. I believe you guys should talk to her. She believes I'm extremely qualified and already invested a lot of time into the position. But if Gio Simonian doesn't want me to do it, I'll withdraw. I was just volunteering. I am pretty busy.
Okay, anyone else have questions for our speaker? Okay, seeing none. I appreciate you coming, Sam. And
Chair,
Wait,
there's two people
no.
raising their hands.
sorry, I didn't see.
All right,
Sorry, Vicky.
No, no worries. No, thanks for letting me know. Senator Horvitz. Oh, and then if you are going to ask multiple
Yeah.
questions, do wait to be recognized again. Yeah, feel free.
Okay. So Sam, I'm happy you want to volunteer for this position. What are your plans and intentions as a COC?
Well, I remade the website with the existing vice chair. It's much better now. It's like a streamlined website. It's all in one. Currently, Shui was telling me that everything is manual that she does. She has to manually reach out to the BCUs, get information about the positions that she has to fill, post it on a WordPress website, which is not secure at all, and then go back to them. And sometimes they'll do the interviews the COC, sometimes the BCU will. We integrate it into an all-in-one website. So I was just going to roll that out. For the day-to-day appointments or anything like that, I assume the chair would handle that. I would have no say in it. It's mostly just operations, and that's what I excel at, enabling people to do their job better than what they could have before. I don't intend to have any say over policy or fees or honoraria. I'm about to graduate this year and have a lot of plans that are larger than student government. I would just say that dissent or criticism should never be punished also. It should be welcomed.
Did you have a follow-up question, Senator Horvitz?
I do. Thank you for recognizing me. Any specific accomplishments last year that you're proud of that you want to speak on? Yeah.
I would say I managed to stay alive for another year. I had a pretty good year. My parents sent me pictures of a golden retriever, and I was able to see him a couple months ago, and that made me really happy. Thank you.
Sorry, I mean specifically for AS.
No, I don't have any. I wasn't really involved in AS last year. I was parliamentarian just for the summer.
Okay, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, Senator G. Simonian, last question.
Thank you, Chair. I will be quick. I just posted an iCloud link in the chat for everyone to see that directs you to a screenshot showing that you did receive a complaint in April, Mr. Safahi, and you put it on your Instagram story for everyone to see.
Yeah, that's because
So
I
I'm just
believe
gonna
in
ask you again,
transparency.
why did you just choose to tell the whole Senate that you did not receive any complaints?
What
Like,
was the
what was the
complaint
thought
for?
process behind that?
What was the complaint for?
You can open the link and see it, but I'll tell you what the complaint was for. You campaigned a week before the permitted period began.
My bad. I apologize.
That wasn't my question. My question, Mr. Safahi, was why did you just tell the Senate that you did not receive any complaints when we both know you did, and now the whole Senate knows you did? Like, why did you choose to do that?
Oopsies. I guess I didn't realize that I received a complaint for campaigning a week before the
Well,
period was allowed.
you did realize you received a complaint because you put it on your public Instagram story for the whole world to see.
When did I put it on my Instagram?
Okay, this is going a little bit back and forth.
April 14th, 2026.
Was
is when
that
you
4
put it.
months ago?
It's all in the screenshot. It's in the chat.
I do not remember what occurred 4 months ago.
Thank you very much.
I feel like this is something I would remember.
I don't think this is
personally,
something that I
but
would
I
like
don't
lie
know.
Okay,
about.
we're
I don't know.
gonna
Maybe you
we're
really
going
just don't
to
remember.
Senator Simonian.
I don't
Thank you.
understand why you dislike me. I've never met you in my life. I didn't know who you were
I don't understand
before.
why you just lied to the whole Senate,
Okay.
but
Why would I lie
we're
about
allowed to have
that?
different opinions, I
Why would
guess.
I lie about it? I don't
Okay.
understand.
Yo,
I don't know, but you just
I don't
did.
think
I'm
I don't think
asking
you
why
guys
you
need to
did.
like low-key argue. It's
Yeah.
we understand.
Why does
Okay.
he make it so personal? I don't understand.
Okay, we're going to move on for now because this is getting a little redundant and out of our control right now. Senator G. Simonian has provided to the chat documentation, so look at that as you will. And Mr. Safahi has said that he didn't realize, so we'll just take what our senator and our speaker is saying right now. But we will move on. Sam, I appreciate you being here. We'll be going over appointments at the very end, and I'll make sure someone follows up about where we go from here. But yeah, I appreciate you coming and sharing your experiences and answering the questions of the senators. But yeah, thank you. Okay, if no one else is here for public forum, we're gonna go back to DASUCSB reports. D1 Administrative Committee reports, D2 Board and Commission reports, D3 Unit reports, D4 President's Cabinet reports, D5 Executive Director's report. Sean, do you have anything?
I do. Thank you.
Lovely.
Okay, not a ton, but I'll go over them pretty quickly. On the staff side of things, Candace has begun. So congrats, Candace, and hello, welcome to the meeting. So you can see Candace in the window there and in person coming up in the fall. The other jobs that are currently open, there are 5. So that's the Advisor for Equity Wellbeing. That job description is going to the Vice Chancellor's office for approval. The Assistant Director of Technology we submitted the job description and are awaiting the many steps that come after that. That's my previous job. The Assistant Director of Business Services, that one job description is in revision right now. The 2 financial positions, both have been approved, so the search can begin soon for those, and committees are forming. And once again, if you would like to be on a search committee, please email Lily or Slack Lily, and she can get you on one of these committees. You get a little bit of extra honoraria, and it's an amazing experience. Like, I highly recommend, if you've never been on the other side of the table as part of hiring, like, it is invaluable. to be over there and to get that experience of asking the questions and seeing what kind of answers people give. And we need additional student input because that's, you know, who we serve. So we want people, and you can, you know, be on more than one if you want, depending on the need and the demand. Let's see. Oh, some of you may know this, but our former president Leanne is working on alumni things this summer. So we have a lot of alumni related cool things coming down, and she's working on like making an infrastructure for us for AS and alumni affairs and development and things like that, and how we can collaborate and coordinate with campus alumni and development and have our own thing. So like it'd be great to have more reunions, and we were looking towards having something. They've moved the you know, all UCSB reunion thing from the spring to the fall. So it used to be in April. It used to be the exact same week as elections, which meant that I could never go to any of it because I also graduated from here. But now it's in October. So we are probably going to have an AS thing. So I'll keep you updated on that. If you want to go and touch base with some AS alumni that would be in town, because I think that'd be really cool. We've had presidents reunions in the past. KCSB has brought people. I've gone to a couple of the program board ones. Like, it's really cool. So we're looking about that. There may end up being a committee, temporary or otherwise, that comes out of this too to help with alumni stuff. So just a thought. Space-wise, KCSB is continuing the goal of moving to Embarcadero Hall for now. While everyone figures out what's going to go on with Stork Tower and the repair. But I got news today that the bike path, the ILP bike path, the reconstruction of the ILP bike path after it was, you know, taken away, will begin September 1st. So just a little over a month away. And it was we had hoped it could start sooner, but the construction for Santa Rosa the destruction and construction of Santa Rosa kind of pushed it a little bit. So it'll still start before fall. We had hoped to like get it started and done before people came in fall, but you know, it doesn't always work out that way. Still happening though. So we're very excited about that. And the last thing I have on here is just a reminder. I think I gave it in the spring, just to make sure to set up meetings with your constituents. Office hours, coffee, you know, time, just like stuff like that. Have forms, little posts on Instagram, on your website, like just have something so that you can meet with your constituents and get a broader perspective on like what people are feeling and what you want to like focus on too, right? If you have a particular focus, something you promised in your statement in your election, then reach out to people and see what they're feeling and get an update. So just, you know, not lose track of that. That's all. So that was my updates.
Great. Thank you so much, Sean, as always. Does anyone have any questions for our lovely executive director? Okay, seeing none. I did invite Candace to briefly introduce herself, since it's, I think, now a little over a week since she started her position. So Candace, if you'd like to introduce yourself, that'd be great.
Yeah, thank you so much. So excited to be joining and supporting all of you. A little bit about my role. So I will be the primary advisor for the outreach, advocacy, and liaison committees, but my door is open to anyone. I'd love for you to come visit. Some of the other things I'll be doing are more administrative, so helping maintain the legal code, financial policies, etc. Vicki asked me to share what when I'll be available communication wise. Typically 8 to 5. I try to model some good work-life boundaries. But that schedule will change a little bit once fall term comes around and incident meetings. But I am located in the main office. I was trying to think of like a fun fact or something I could share that would make you want to come be like, hey, who is this lady? Let's talk to her. And I couldn't think of anything. But about 12 years ago, I was sitting in your position you are now. I was working for the student government at the university I was going to. Go Ducks, sorry. And I was thinking, you know, I look back at that and I can remember a couple things I did. But the biggest thing, and I encourage you all to think about this, thing I remember are the people I worked with. I remember how they made me feel. And I remember, you know, there was one thing. I had worked on this large kind of rollout of this health insurance initiative. Several years later, federal government overturned it. And so, you know, I think also a lot too about how frustrating it can be kind of working through bureaucracy and everything. But I say that because there was one thing I remember really well. And that was when a student came to me and said, I have health insurance for the first time in my life. And those are going to be the moments you remember. I think working with your constituents and working with the people around you. So, all of that to say, please come visit me, and I am really excited to be joining you all.
Thank you so much, Candace. Does anyone have any questions for her? Okay, lovely. Okay, we'll move on then. Okay, we will move to D6 advisors report. Holly, I wasn't sure if you wanted to say anything today, if you had anything to say.
No, I'm good. Thank you. I don't have a report.
Okay, lovely. D7 executive officers report, President Rad.
Hi, everybody. It's really good to see you all. I hope you're all having a great summer. I have a nice little report to give you guys. First off, we'll start with housekeeping. Everyone should be on the lookout for AS1. If you're new to AS, that's like an annual leadership retreat that we have during week 0 of fall quarter. So it's going to be September 22nd this year. In previous years, it's been 2 days, but it's going to be a 1-day event this year on the 22nd. Our amazing IVP Vicky has been helping me with planning as well as some of our staff like Holly. So it's been really great. I'm very excited. I'm excited to see you all there. It's going to be a great time. And then in terms of things that I've been up to this summer, I've been doing hiring my office, which always takes a while. So hiring my office as well as hiring my cabinet. I also had my first one-on-one meeting with the chancellor, and we covered a variety of topics. For the sake of time, I won't get into every topic that we covered, but if you guys have follow-up questions about it, like I'm more than happy to respond. But we did have a very good meeting, and I'm very excited about I think where some of his priorities may align with some of the things we want to do in terms of improving the tangible standard of living for students. That's how I'd put it. And making this just a better university for everyone and doing that inclusively and equitably. So I'm very excited for that. I also wanted to address, I know there's a conversation regarding my appointment of Annabelle as elections board chair. First of all, let me clarify, this is the only, I'm sure you guys all know this. This is the only appointment like I made. I only appoint chairs of committees. I don't appoint vice chairs, so just to clarify that. With Annabelle, I know a lot of the concern was regarding how difficult elections have been in the last few years, how bad turnout's been. And trust me, I'm no stranger to it. I've been in the last 2 elections. They were both very slow, but I think it's important to contextualize what's happened over the last few years and also contextualize Annabelle's experience. So what I would say, first of all, is that yes, last year was very slow, took forever. But that has also been the case the last 4 to 5 years, ever since post-COVID. It was the worst last year, that's true, but this has just been an escalating problem for the last 5 years. So I want to put that into context. And in regards to last year, it's important to consider that Annabelle was not chair for the entirety of the year. She actually became chair right in the middle of the election when the previous chair left pretty suddenly. So she didn't really get much of a chance to get a lot of training. And so she was kind of thrown into the middle of things. And so I was still apprehensive regarding how to move forward with elections board. But after having a conversation with her, I came away feeling confident that a lot of the issues that elections board has had have not been because of her and actually have been in spite of her. She has a lot of really good ideas regarding increasing voter turnout. And she's also already spoken to like our executive director, Sean, about some of these ideas. And I'm very confident that her head's in the right place with it. and that she really does want to make elections better. And she's talked about getting on top of that right as fall quarter starts. I'd also like to say that about half of elections board is going to be new hires. So there's going to be plenty of new people in it as well. And last year they were very, very understaffed. So I just wanted to share those being my reasons for appointing her. I understand why people may be apprehensive, but I think when you put things into context, given what occurred, I think she has a lot of valuable experience, and having some continuity in terms of elections board leadership, I think will be very, very good. So that's why I decided to appoint her. And I just wanted to share that perspective before you all make your decision on whether or not to finalize that appointment. And then I have one last thing. This is a kind of an opportunity for some of you. If any of you are interested, let me know. The College of Letters and Sciences Faculty Executive Committee is looking for a student representative. So this committee basically oversees the College of Letters and Science. A lot of their functions, this includes things like approving new courses or new majors or new minors. So this is a really, really great position if you are in the College of Letters and Sciences. And so I was reached out and they said they want me to find and appoint a student representative on that. So if you are interested in that, they would prefer someone who's a member of the College of Letters and Sciences. I think it's okay if you're not, but I think that would probably be best. When the school year starts, they're going to be meeting every other Thursday from 2 to 4 p.m. So keep that in mind with your schedule. But if you are interested, please let me know. Don't hesitate to email me. You guys all have my email. And that goes for everything. I really have an open door. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, ideas, if you want to help on any of the projects that I start as the school year starts, never hesitate to let me know. I really look forward to working with all of you. And thank you for your service to the student body. So yeah, that's it for my report. Yeah, go
Great.
for it. Or
Whoa,
yeah.
EJ trying to take my job?
Sorry.
Just kidding. Thank you, President Rad, for coming. Senator G. Simonian?
Thank you for coming, EJ. I'm sure you know my objections to Annabelle are not personal, but not personally targeted towards you or towards her in any way. Actually, the bulk of my objection is more that I think we all agree that the way elections board handled, regardless of who individually is at fault or not at fault, elections board as a whole, I think we can all agree to not handle this last year's election particularly well. And my understanding was that the plan was to have a comprehensive review of just what went wrong before we start filling those seats. So with that in mind, I wanted to ask, like, would you be willing to maybe allow us a couple of weeks or months to do that review and figure out what's going on? And there's going to be a lot of legislation introduced in the Senate this year trying to fix certain parts of our elections. I would ask, given the fact that, we don't have another election until March of next year, would you be willing to suspend this appointment until we figure out all of that? Because my objection is less to Annabelle personally and more to the idea of filling elections board at all, given the fact that we all know that a lot of stuff needs to be structurally fixed before we start doing anything like that.
I guess before I answer that, both Holly and Sean can go.
Holly, you wanna go first?
Yeah, I am probably going to say the exact thing that Sean is, but I think that the elections board has some stuff over the summer to do. That's not to say whether you should approve or disapprove this appointment or the time or the process that you take, but the solution might want to include being accommodating to their summer schedule. But I'll leave it at that, Sean, if you want to add anything else.
Yeah, it was going to be we can't wait a couple months because so much of the work that needs to be done to fix this, and we have a list of like 30 ideas, none of which require legislation, by the way. So none of it is changing in the operations of what the elections board can or cannot do, but more in the areas of interest of what, like, well, the in-person ballot stuff that can happen. That's not that hard. The advertising of positions, having someone from elections board at the involvement fair, because we get a lot of questions like, is this like student government in high school? Or like, well, it's like that, amped up 100 times, and we get all these questions. And getting in there, getting interest there, having them be able to attend a meeting in fall, like we need to do so much before fall even hits so that we can implement some of these things, because the other UCs have seen turnout fall as well, and they don't extend the election the same way that we do. But their elections are very different in that if we don't hit 20%, no one gets elected. In theirs, it doesn't matter. In theirs, it can be 5% turnout, and just none of the new fees will pass because they also don't have reaffirmations. So there's only a couple things in there that would have to be legislated, like maybe not having reaffirmations and the longer ballots that we have, way longer than the other UCs, because we have reaffirmations, and this year is going to be especially long. But there's a lot of ideas that we need to implement in fall, so that means we need to plan for them in summer. So I understand the concerns, but we can't really wait, and we have a lot of things that are just a matter of having enough personnel to do it and having enough people on elections board to get the job done and get started. Yeah, so we're not want for ideas.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Sean and Holly took the words right out of my mouth. It's like super important that they start doing these things now, because part of the problem has just always been that the work on for elections has just taken place too late. And so if we delay that process, we're kind of falling into a similar trap. And so I 100% understand your concerns, Alec. I just am very confident that there is a lot of change happening in elections board, and that whether or not the person who is chair was in it previously, I do really think she's equipped, and I think that change will make the whole election situation much, much better.
Can I ask a follow-up question?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with 2 speaking limits, so this will be your last question.
That's fine. I get that. But then what I would ask is, would you be willing to maybe consider making this appointment a probationary appointment, like a 1/4 appointment pending Senate review of the failures of last year's election? Because I really do want to make sure that we're taking the process of making sure that we don't fall into the same mistakes as last year seriously. And I feel like comprehensive, serious Senate review and accountability that goes with that is very, very important. So I would ask if you're willing to switch your nomination to a probationary one.
I would need clarification on what exactly you mean with a Senate review of the failures of last year. I'm not exactly clear on what that would entail. You would go in to see exactly what elections board did last year, and see where they went wrong, and then make a decision about her based on that, after she had already served for a quarter.
Yeah, maybe.
I
We'll definitely.
I understand the idea. Sorry to cut you off. I understand the idea, but that, to me, the issue with that is that at that point she would have been chair for a quarter, and we would then be judging her or potentially making judgment about her based on last year, when she would have already been chair for a quarter and would have performed things for the elections board. That doesn't, it would make sense to evaluate her based on the quarter she served, and at any point we can make future judgments based on her performance in the role. But I don't understand giving her the role for a period of time so that we have time to judge her based on before. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, actually what you said is kind of more what I was thinking.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think definitely there does need to be a deep dive into the shortcomings of this year's election. Or last year's election, I guess, at this point. But yeah, I mean, personally, if we do give her a probationary confirmation today, and then we find out, and we determine that there were a lot of serious issues with the spring election, but it looks like Annabelle, has learned from them, and she has spent the last couple months after being reappointed, doing good work that shows that she's competent and all that. I would personally vote to keep her, just to be clear.
Okay.
But I do think that there should be some sort of. I don't think it should be. We should be doing a year-long appointment until we figure out exactly what went wrong. That's just my 2 cents.
Okay. I appreciate that.
Okay, are there any more questions for President Red? Okay.
All right.
Thank you for being here and thank you for the
Bye, guys.
report.
Have a great
Bye.
meeting.
Okay, awesome. Holly did put a comment in the chat about probationary appointments. Okay, next up is me. Oh my gosh, yay. Okay, my thing is actually going to be about appointments. I just wanted to keep everyone updated. I know there were some questions in the email that was sent out to all senders about not knowing about the appointments process, which is very fair. So I'm just going to do a brief overview. So how it usually works is chairs, and this is all also in legal code, which you'll read about sometime this summer. But so chairs will submit a statement of intent and their hiring process. So how they're hiring their staff, like how, like statement of intent of like why do they want to do the position, and then hiring process to President Rad. President Rad had created a form. The President Rad then sends the nominations over to Senate through the IVP, and then it goes on the agenda. And we've approved some chair appointments before, and there was a sheet, and it listed the statement of intent and like the hiring process for some of the chairs. And then from there, each chair chooses their own members. So Senate doesn't super have a say in like who's the publicity coordinator in IBCRC, for example. So that's one thing. And then again, Senate at the end of the day has the purview to approve all appointments and resignations. And then committee on committee's role, you might have heard that term a lot. So committee on committee is a Senate administrative committee whose role is to fill vacant positions. So like if ABCU is missing like a few positions, they're going to put that in their sheet or put that on the website and really advertise those positions and try to get them filled. And so that is their role. And so that's how our appointments process typically works. And then I've been working over the summer to review our like appointments and resignation process and just trying to see if we can make it more like efficient and streamlined and make it easier on like us as Senate and COC and all groups submitting appointments and resignations. So I've been working with Vincent from our FinOps teams. And so how that will work is we're trying to make it through Qualtrics, if anyone has done anything through Qualtrics, just to make it easier. So groups will submit their appointments through Qualtrics. It goes through staff, so staff can verify if they're a student, and then it does the regular thing of going to us, and then we ultimately approve. And so I'm working on that right now. And then as for chairs, this has been some extensive discussion over the summer. So there are some chairs that have submitted their statement of intent to President Rad before last fiscal year ended, so before June 30th, but there are a few chairs that haven't. And so I'm going to be meeting with COC to discuss what that process looks like. But I'm envisioning something along the lines of, since they don't have like a board to say that, oh, like we've approved the chairs or whatever, people who are interested in boards that have not been officially approved by the Senate will go through like a process designated by COC. But yeah, just wanted to update you guys on what the appointments process looks like and more information to come out about that. And then some Senate related stuff. Let me drop this link in the group chat. So I'll send this all in an email and add this to the AS Drive when I have time and just make it centralized. But this is the Senate meeting attendance tracker, just for your reference, so you know, like, oh, like I got excused for this meeting and you don't have to go through like every single agenda. So for attendance, I think you all know the policy by now, but if you miss a Senate meeting, it's 4% deduction. Trainings, we're going to give you opportunities to make up, and we haven't been super clear about what that looks like so far, so don't worry about the Senate makeups for the last 2 Senate trainings. I'll make sure you guys all get your training, and don't worry too much about that if you haven't done them yet. But yeah, I look out for an email from me detailing what that process will look like. But generally what it'll be is the Monday after we have training, we're going to do a makeup meeting for that session. And then throughout that entire week, whoever's hosting that session, whether that's me, Senator Nadashahi, or Senator DiCarlo, you can schedule office hours. And we'll have like a link for that office hours to do an individual meeting if you can't make the 6:30 Monday time. So trying to be as flexible as possible. And once we get that done, then the makeup meetings will only be the following week after the original time. That was a lot of yapping. I will put this all in an email and articulate that a little better, but I think that was the main updates I had for you guys. If anyone has any questions for me. Is there anyone?
Hi, yeah, thank you, Vicky. I had a quick question. I was a little bit confused on, I guess, the appointment process. So for like the statement of intent that people or the chairs have to submit in order to like explain like their process, does this also entail like the chairs of like the Senate committees, so like for finance, like advocacy and like liaison as well, or is it only like committees on committees? Like are like that's like a separate thing?
Yeah, really good question. That's like something I was figuring out this summer too. So, when you go through legal code, you'll see the distinction too. So there's BCU board commission units, and so that's like think AS Food Bank Program Board, Pardal Center. So those are all BCU's board commission units, and they're like in departments. And so all of those people are appointed by the president, and then there's people that are specifically in his cabinet as well. So that's like the attorney general. So that goes through President Rad as well. And then there's Senate committees, and Senate committees go through the IVP. So that's why like I had a form for like all chairs to fill out who are interested, and so I make those appointments. And then there's a slight distinction between there's Senate administrative committees, which are like not necessarily VCUs, they're like permanent committees, and the three that are active are Elections Board, Committee on Committees, and Investment Advisory Committee. And how those work are, I believe, because I didn't super know the distinction until this year, this summer either, but I believe those get recommended by the IVP, like the chairs, to President Rad, and then President Rad ultimately submits it to the Senate. So for the most part, it goes through President Rad. Some Senate stuff does go through the IVP, if that answers your question.
Yeah, thank you. I had a follow-up question, if that's okay, if I would be able to ask.
Yeah, go ahead.
So does that mean like for like the Senate committees, like our process for it, would we still have to submit the statement of intent to you because like the appointments go through you for like who's on our committee? Basically like would it just state like our application process or like if we're going to be interviewing these people and like how we're going to be like recruiting people to be on our committee?
No, you don't have to. So, if for like BCUs and like for BCU chair appointments, and that goes through that process. But since Senate chairs and like the Senate administrative committees or Senate chairs specifically are under like Senate and have their own rules and like they go through the IVP, like you're good. So you just like I'll be checking in with the chairs just like about your processes, but nothing needs to be like officially done.
Thank you, Vicky.
Yeah. Senator Cortez?
Yeah, it was also just like kind of similar to the like I don't know, the hiring process of people. I was curious when we can officially like I don't know, I guess start to like accept people and then like the I guess part two to that question was also that mass emailing when we think that's gonna be able to happen, just like the timeline of everything. Because like I know last year, like at least in the committee I was in, the outreach one, we had meetings over the summer, or like I was in advocacy. Yeah, we had meetings over the summer, in like early August.
Yeah, I actually met with Leah today. So she's one of the staff advisors for our AS comms team. So let me put this link in the chat. And senators, this link has like a lot of helpful information too. I'll put it in our like Slack resources tab as well. But on there is the bulk emailing link. And so you can use that to submit a request. I am hoping to, and this is one of my projects I'm going to be working on this summer. I'm like hoping to like centralize like hiring and stuff, and work with COC on that. So it's not like all of our AS entities like add like we have like 40 flyers in one email. So I'll be working on that, but feel free for now, if you're like ahead of the process to just submit a bulk emailing request. But just so you know, I do want to do more like centralized advertising. And then in terms of like officially hiring for your committee, you could start as soon as possible. I do recommend, but this is I don't think this is codified anywhere. This is just my personal preference, I think, is just making sure it's like outreach is to the widest range of people before you make your final decisions, just so you're just like making sure to get like as many students that are interested as possible, and not just like your friends or people who have heard of the outreach committee. So I would wait until your bulk email goes out, and then finalize your stuff after that. But I believe I did talk to her just today, so the bulk email link is working, and you can like set. I think it's just to be like a week in advance or something like that. So
Great, thank you.
yeah, Senator Horvitz.
Okay, so I was having like a lot of email issues, so I'm kind of lost in where we are in Slack. Do you mind giving me like a quick like minute, like where we are with committees, where we are with Slack, and then also the other thing is I can't open the Google Sheet. I'm just having trouble opening I guess the previous link you set.
That is so great because it's restricted to everyone. So let me update. Thank you, Senator Horvitz. I'm updating that right now. As for Slack, if you are having trouble, it's actually in the link I sent. It's so great that I discovered this today. But if you click on the link that I just sent, there's going to be on there, if you go to scroll, technical requests, desktop support, computer problems. If you submit like a help ticket, if you ever have any issues with your email or Slack, like you can submit something through there. I've already directed some senders to do that, and it'll connect you to our ASIT guy, Oscar. So if you have any issues with that, as for Slack, yeah, sorry, Senator Horvitz. Senator Horvitz, did you have more to say? Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say I've figured that all out. I've been emailing Holly. It's hello. Can you hear me?
I think you're cutting out just a little bit, or maybe I'm going crazy. But you could try to keep talking, or maybe put a message in the chat because I'm having a little bit of a hard time hearing you. I think you disappeared.
Okay.
Oh,
Am I
you're
back?
back.
Okay.
I think so. Yes.
Sorry. I figured it out. I've been emailing Holly back and forth, and I'm now logged in and I'm all good.
Okay.
I really just need to know like the highlights of, is there anything important that we've put in the Slack that I don't know, like regarding committees or regarding like anything else?
No, anything important, like anything super, super important, I'll make sure to send it as an email. The Slack has just been me being, hey guys, there's a meeting today. Please come. I need quorum. Yeah, it would be great if you can access your Slack, but nothing super important has been on there. And then for committees, chairs, check your Slack. I'm meeting with chairs this week and then the upcoming week just to talk about committees and stuff, so you're not missing out on anything.
Perfect. Great. Thank you.
Yes. Senator Kong?
Yeah, I have a question about legal code. So I'm trying to like look over the legal code. Trying to see also fill out the form about this question. It's like what's the duties and responsibility for like student at large representatives, especially for like our liaison committee?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't want to take up too much time now. So, if you have any legal code questions, submit it through the form. I haven't gone through it yet, but the way I'm envisioning, hopefully everyone has started reading legal code, the Senate reading log, and then if you have any questions, submit it through the form. The way I'm gonna do with the form is make a column and have people, relevant parties, check off if they can respond to you. So whether if it's a question that I can respond to, then I'll try to respond to you and send you an email to update you. Or you can always schedule office hours. Or if I'm like, oh, I don't really understand, that's more of a maybe Holly would better understand or Sean would have better answers, then I'll defer to them. But please be patient for the form. So if you have any questions, do please keep submitting them on there. In terms of how quickly we'll get back to you, let me figure out what that looks like, and then we'll get back to you on legal questions. But I don't want to take up too much time now because legal code's a little bit of a hefty document. But I will make sure to get back to you on that, Senator Kong. Thank you for bringing it up. Okay. Anyone else have any questions for me? Okay, lovely. Let's move on. D9, administrative reports. D10, senator reports. Okay. We'll move on to E, new business, no new business. F, consent calendar. no consent calendar. G, action items, no action items. We're skipping recess, so sorry. Committee reports, Standing Committee on Finance. Okay, oh, I enlarged in my Zoom. Okay, Standing Committee on Outreach. Standing Committee on Liaison. Standing
I'll be
Committee.
brief. So basically, me and Simai, we've prepared our application and prepared our interview questions. And so I was thinking I'll send over the application link to you. And then I'm guessing like for mass email, you'll just like put in one request for like that giant mass email for like everyone in AS, right? Or would you want me to like put in a separate request for us?
Let me meet with most of the chairs first, and then I'll get back to you chairs on like outreach, because I ideally I'd want like Senate to come off as like a unified front. And I think it'd be easier to explain Senate committees as a whole and like have people choose. But yeah, good question.
All right, awesome. Thanks.
Okay, thanks, Senator Wong. Senator Lopez, I do see that you're raising your hand. So do you want to go back to the
Oh
report
yeah.
for outreach?
Do I need a motion to move into I2? Back in the outreach committee? Or is it fine?
I think it's fine. You can go.
Okay. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so I just completed 2 more interviews last week. So Senator Cortez and we've interviewed a total of 7 candidates so far, and yeah, we are waiting again on that mass email to see if we can get more people, but it's looking better in terms of number of applicants we've been getting. I guess like compared to like the speed last year, but again, like last year, I feel like we had more time. Now we are able to like we have more depth, I guess, in terms of different candidates we can choose, which I think is really going to help, and that's coming along well. So yeah, just if you could give Senator Cortez and I an update as soon as that's ready to go, and then we'll try one final push before we consider finalizing.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you, Senator Lopez. Okay, we'll move into I4, Standing Committee on Advocacy. Or Senator Cortez, I missed you. Senator Cortez, you can go.
No, you're good. Okay, so you want us to wait, like, I just want to confirm you want us to wait on that requesting thing, because I was like doing it right now.
Either one, you could do it right now, or if you could just like wait a week and then so we can just like talk about it. Either works.
Okay.
Okay, awesome. I don't know why I muted. Senator. Okay. I4, Standing Committee on Advocacy. Okay. I5, Projects and Temporary Committee. Okay. Awesome. We'll move into J, Minutes and Allocations. Floor is
Motion to bundle and approve all minutes and allocations.
okay. There's been a motion to bundle and approve all minutes and allocations. Is there a second? Senator Kong?
Second.
Okay. Motion has been moved and seconded. We are now in discussion. Okay. Seeing none, we'll go into a vote. All those in favor, a voice vote. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed. Okay, motion passed. Okay, awesome. We will now move into K, appointments and resignations. I know that we've had debate about some of the appointments. Some ways you could go about it is like individually approve like committees or people, or like strike appointments from the agenda, something along those lines. But Senator Kong?
Yeah, so about appointments and resignations, since we have like debates about election board and then committee on committees, I think the best solution maybe would be like to postpone certain appointments and resignations Since I get that I completely concur with Senator Turner's concern that we're also like newly incoming senators. So I think it is wise for us to like collect more information about like those like appointments and resignations, especially those debatable one. Yeah.
Senator Gisamani?
I am going to suggest I'm going to be making a motion to reject Safahi's nomination. And given everything surrounding elections board, my advice would be we don't consider that today. I would like Annabelle to come in and speak and explain her side of everything. Holly did mention that if we want to do a probationary appointment, that needs to be codified. So that is something, that is a resolution. I would like to write some sort of extraordinary resolution detailing the terms of a probationary appointment if that is the venue we decide to take. So my advice and what I'm planning on doing is I would like to have a vote on the Safahi nomination today since he came in and spoke. And then the elections board nomination, I ask that we postpone to the next meeting in 2 weeks.
I will call Sanders. I just wanted to say, I know we don't have this thought came up earlier, but we don't have necessarily like probationary appointments or resignation or probationary appointments in legal code, but that's kind of within our realm. Like people can be appointed and there could be something to resign at any time. So that was just a thought. But yeah, Senator Cortez.
Yeah, I would just like actually suggest the opposite of what Senator Gio said, just because I think it will give us more time to see like kind of an unbiased perspective of what did occur today, and like be able to read more about like what was happening, just because it was a little intense. And then on the elections board side, there hasn't been anything that she has personally done that has impacted them, and I think we understand like because we went through the elections, I think we could vote on that today. And just like the IVP said, it is like you can have someone not like, or you can have someone resign in the future if that is a problem, if they are a problem.
Okay, Senator Gisamani.
Senator Cortez, my problem with approving any elections board related appointments today is simply that regardless of whether or not Annabelle was personally responsible for the shortcomings of this spring, I don't know. That's something we need to figure out. I mean, end of the day, she was the chair of the elections board when all of that stuff that we have been talking about and saying we need to fix happens. So I feel deeply uncomfortable voting to seat anyone on elections board until we have had those discussions, until Annabelle comes and explains what happens and all that. So respectfully, I will not be approving any appointments until any of for elections board until those things happen.
Senator DiCarlo.
I personally just want to say I think it is okay to approve and pass both of these positions that had objections to today, because I feel confident with the fact that what Sean and Holly mentioned earlier about how elections have their summer trainings, and it's kind of crucial that we get them in the positions now. And also, I think that's what we as a student government should try and focus on, is like trying to bring all the branches together. And if President Rad is making an appointment, I think we should trust his ability to lead, since he was elected by the student population, to pick someone that is, good enough at their job to be able to do the position.
Senator Lopez.
Oh yeah, I wanted to say, yeah, I agree partially with Senator DiCarlo saying is that like we should vote to approve soon, but to also agree with what Senator Giusimonian said, I feel like we need at least 1 or potentially 2 weeks to both like consider what transpired today, as well as just like maybe have like one point of discussion or like a few items on the agenda just next week, to sort of like see what's going on. So I just propose meeting somewhere in the middle, and if we were to make a motion, I would not be opposed to voting on both appointments next week, for example.
Senator Horvitz?
Yeah, like maybe this is like not a great representation of Sam, but like, you know, I'm not confident that it's worth investing time to figure out if this particular person should be appointed, only because he's arguing with the senator. He didn't have his camera on, and he also didn't really answer my questions. So I would be fine making a decision to object so we can get someone better, who's more qualified. I know he's appointed, and I know like I trust EJ, but like, I mean, I don't know about this one, guys. Like, why do we need to, push this off? Like, I feel like we should really like heavily consider how this guy acted, because this is the person who we're working with at the end of the day. And if like he's arguing with people and we really can't get along, like, is this really a great decision? I mean, if we need to take more time to really consider it, then like, I'm not opposed to it, but like, I don't think we should really discount this, interaction.
Just a point of clarification. Remember, chairs are the only ones like appointed by President Rad, but like board members are typically chosen by their groups through whatever internal processes they have. So for the case of the vice chair of COC, that wasn't something President Rad had a say in at all, or so that was just entirely their committee. Just wanted to clarify.
Okay, thank you. But yes, like then great. That clarifies it, but like still, do we need to defer that decision regardless?
That's up to you all what motions you want to make. But yeah, I'm gonna call on the other senators real quick. But Senator Turner?
Thank you, IVP Vicky. Actually, with sorry, I'm trying to fix my computer. With what Senator Horvitz currently just said, like I couldn't agree more. Like at the start of that, like it seemed like things would go well, but I agree with what he's saying. If this is how he was acting from the get-go, it definitely it's just a concern at like how this would proceed further down the line, because these appointments are gonna have effects that like extend well beyond today's meeting. And so I personally would like to take 1 week to ask questions. Not like we obviously we have had the chance to ask Sam questions. Unfortunately, not Annabelle. Annabelle, like I'd love to get to know her. Like I don't have an issue with that. I have an issue with the communication and the interaction today, just of how everything was coming off and presented. But I personally would like to offer the opportunity for us all and to just bring up that if we really don't know and we want more information on whether this individual is a good fit or not, then we should reach out to previous Senate members and kind of get more input on it. I would like more input on it because I feel like it's just a small investment that can help us make stronger and more informed decisions. So that's my viewpoint and how I'm perceiving the situation.
Okay. Sorry, real quick. They've been here a bit, but I want to recognize Senator Abdali and Senator Nada Shahi who have come to our meeting. Senator Kong?
Yeah, I agree entirely with Senator Horvitz's idea. I think the solution to like Sam, especially, I would say is like to strike through his appointment for today, and then postpone to some of the weeks later, and then like some thoughts about me to Sam during the Senate meeting. I feel like his attitude and his like tones are sort of laid back, and I feel like treated our Senate not very seriously. But that's some like my thought, like from one of my thoughts on the on Senate meeting and his behavior today. And then so that's just like some of my ideas to think about how we will see the appointment.
Okay, I do want to make sure we don't have this discussion go on too long, so I'm gonna have two speaking limits. But yeah, Senator Giesamanian, you can go.
Thank you, Chair. I have a couple things to say. So first off, I do want to clarify, just for the record, so the way the legal code, the way our bylaws, uh, have vice chair appointments set up for most committees is so the committee chair recommends a nominee to the president, and the president has to formally issue the nomination. So while I don't think, I'm guessing EJ just took that nomination like he didn't like look very deep into it. Technically, he did have to sign off on it, just to be clear. Number two, I think it was Senator DiCarlo who said that the Senate should just trust the president's judgments. And I'm sorry, I have to disagree. The reason we are elected to be senators is to act as a check against the executive branch. Like if our job was just to be a rubber stamp, we wouldn't have the power to deny nominations in the first place. So I actually strongly disagree with that. It is, I mean, it's our responsibility, honestly, to look at every potentially controversial or bad faith appointment and take a serious look at it, and sometimes even throughout appointments we think are not going to serve this association. So I respect you deeply, Senator, but I do disagree with you on that. And then the last thing I want to say is I agree with Senator Horvitz's suggestion on how we handle the Zafahi nomination. I mean, guys, he literally lied to the whole body. Like, he said that he didn't receive any complaints. And I just showed you guys a screenshot of him posting a complaint he received on his public Instagram story. I don't think that there's any world in which we come to the determination that he's fit to serve. So I would suggest we reject the nomination today and allow the chairs of the COC to get that news today so they can spend some time right away finding a replacement who will hopefully be more agreeable. But that's just my 3 cents. I yield.
Senator DiCarlo.
Yeah, I think I misspoke earlier. Like, I definitely agree with the things that you said. Like, we aren't supposed to be a rubber stamp. I guess I shouldn't have like mischaracterized my thoughts for like the Senate as a whole. I guess specifically in this instance, though, what I was trying to get across is I do trust President EJ's pick in this for that position, and I think in this case, I was just saying it would be smart if we went along with his pick because I think they are fit to do the job.
Senator Cortez.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to agree with Senator DiCarlo. It does seem like I don't want to like come off in the wrong way, but a lot of his attitude or just in the public forum was also due to like kind of feeling attacked and like constantly being attacked. Like we heard his testimony about how he like did get like even threats to his family and stuff like that, and that's something serious. And like I do partially understand why he was so, I guess, aggressive. Not to say that it was okay at all, but we also have to understand where he's coming from. And then also in regards to the president picking or like talking with Annabelle and saying that she's like very reliable. He has worked with her. He has been involved in the administration for a few years. So I think that we could very much trust him on this, as well as see like she wasn't at all the chair for most of the time period until it like was just pushed onto her, and now that she has all that training and the experience, it's like, do we want to have someone come in and have to redo all of that training who may not be involved and seen the mistakes, or have someone that's experienced, if you know what I'm saying?
Okay, Senator Call.
Yeah, I do want to add to more about Sam's statement. He also mentioned that he was doing like overnight shifts and then Navy nuclear stuff that he missed like Tuesday meeting as a parliamentarian, former parliamentarian. So I would say that as like sort of conflict of interest. So the reason why I won't trust him as a vice chair for the committee, because that what if he has another overnight shift and the Navy nuclear engineer stuff that made him missing the meeting of as a vice chair in committee. So that's my primary worry, that he might be absent again as a vice chair. So I will leave it at that.
I'm gonna say something just real quick, but for additional context, the vice chair appointment for COC was sent directly to me by the COC chair, so that didn't go through President Rad. And then President Rad, initially when Annabelle's appointment was in, like when she had submitted her statement of intent, he didn't feel comfortable yet officially sending her nominate or officially approving her nomination, and wanted to talk to her first. And from my talks with him, it seems like he has met with her. So just wanted to provide that additional context to you all. I will call you Senator Horvitz. I also just want to say I would recommend a motion. We could do further discussion in the motion, but I would recommend a motion sometime soon. Senator Horvitz.
Okay, I'll keep this very brief, but I just really think that like we've learned, like he's told us all about his personal life, and we in regard to Mr. Safahi, and we understand the challenges he's been, but we really need to think about what did he do as parliamentarian, and he was asked to resign. It's a big deal, and he also didn't show his face here. Like, guys, there's some respect, and he argued with the senator and harassed him on social media. Like, this is the facts. Like, we really have to take that into account. Is this a person we want to work with? And I'll leave it at that, but that's like really important, and I feel like we're overlooking that.
Senator DiCarlo. I think you're muted, sir.
I was gonna make a motion to bundle and approve all appointments and resignations.
Okay. There's been a motion to bundle and approve all appointments and resignations. Is there a second?
Objection.
I don't think you can object quite yet, because
Then I'll wait for a second. That's fine.
yeah, it's not an
coming.
official motion yet. So, yeah, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, motions.
Objection.
Okay, we're now in. So to do something, give me 1 second while I think about my Robert's rules over here. Okay, well we're now in discussion, so there's still not an objection yet. Yeah, so we're now in discussion.
Then may I be heard?
Yeah.
Guys, I can say this. I'll say it again. If you vote yes on this motion, you're voting to approve the nomination of someone who just lied to you. Like literally just lied to your face. That's not exaggeration. He said he didn't receive any complaints, despite putting a complaint he received during last year's election on his public story. On top of all the other things I have discussed about why Mr. Safahi is not fit to hold this position, he literally just lied to you. Do you really like? And in terms of the election board appointment, I'm also in objection to approving that today because as I just said, I think we need to get Annabelle here to explain just what went wrong before we rubber stamp that appointment. So.
Senator Nguyen.
I had a quick question. I also agree with a lot of the senators that spoke today about maybe furthering our discussion about the appointments. Could I motion to postpone indefinitely, and would that allow us to be able to discuss these appointments in our next meeting? I believe in 2 weeks, so then we can see from there and maybe have Annabelle also come to the forum to speak.
Okay, I believe we're in a motion right now. So you could do that, and that would be a separate motion. I believe the options here are the first could ask permission to withdraw the motion. I'm looking at my Robert's Rules cheat sheet, or you move to postpone the motion indefinitely, which means like the motion we're in right now, and then if people vote on it, then we won't be in this motion. But I believe those are our two options right now. And so either the first withdraws this motion, or someone makes a motion to like we don't do this motion right now, and then someone else can make another motion later.
I move to suspend the question indefinitely.
Okay. I'm going to recognize that after because I think Senator Kong has his hand raised. But Senator Kong.
Yeah, I think I agree with Senator Nguyen's idea. I think we should maybe like postpone Sam's appointment. So that way we can have like more information on him, and then we can go further about that. And then I would like to know if Senator Joe Simone has any objection on that.
Am I recognized?
Two other senators are raising their hands. I'll have you just respond after. But Senator Lopez.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I wanted to motion to postpone this current motion indefinitely. So I'm moving to do that.
Okay.
Is that correct?
Yeah, there's been a motion to postpone the current question indefinitely. Just so we're all on the same page, this just means like we don't want to do this motion anymore. So there's been a motion to postpone the current question indefinitely. Is there a second? Senator Cortez?
Seconded.
Make sure to get recognized. Senator Cortez?
Well, it was more of a question about emotion. Like that's what I was raising my hand for.
Yeah. Okay, we'll see if anyone seconds this first, and then we can continue that. But Senator Nguyen?
Second.
Okay, motion's been moved and seconded. Senator Lopez, you made the motion, right?
Correct.
Thank you. Okay, we are now in discussion for this. Senator Cortez?
Yeah, I was wondering if there's a way that we could motion, or like I guess I could motion to like vote on each like committee, I guess separately, or how would I do that? Like if I was like, oh, we should vote on like Sam separately, vote on Annabelle separately. Like how would I guess call for that?
Yeah, great question. I know Robert's Rules is a little confusing. So right now what's going on is that someone made a motion to bundle and approve all of them. And now someone made a motion that's like, okay, we don't want to do that motion anymore. So we're in that right now. And then if this gets approved and we're like, okay, we don't want to bundle and approve, then you can make further motions after that and you could do it separately. So it could be something like move to approve the take back the night appointments, or move to, and you could do it individually by people or individually by groups, however you want to do it. So you don't have to do bundle and approve. But right now we are in the middle of a motion, but that's a good question to have. And the motion we're in right now is to not bundle and approve anymore. Senator G. Simone?
Call the question.
Okay, the question has been called. Is there a second? Senator Bondi?
Second.
Okay, if there's no objections, we will end discussion. Hearing no objection, we'll move into a vote. So let's do the Senate voting tracker for this. Okay, if you go to the Senate voting tracker, a vote yes means we don't want to do the bundle and approve anymore. And then a vote no means no, I still want to bundle and approve. Like I still want to stay in the original motion. And then abstain is abstain. So please go to the we're in the middle of a vote, Senator Simonian. So if you can go to
the machine is read only.
Oh, thank you. Is it really?
It is,
Ah,
at least on my end.
no, you were so right. Appreciate that. Okay, once you're able to edit it, I'd appreciate you doing the motion one. And just mark yourself as here if you're here. And I will attach the motion language to the top. And then the Senate voting tracker is on the very top of the agenda. If everyone could vote, please. Senator Chunawala.
My Google Sheets isn't working, but can you just put yes?
Yes. Thanks for letting me know. Okay, let's see if my sheet did its magic. It did! Okay, 1400. 1400. Senate voting tracker. Oh, sorry, give me a sec, guys. Okay, motion passed, which means we are not bundling and approving anymore. Okay, the floor is open. Senator G. Simoni?
I move to strike the appointment of Samuel Safahi to the position of Vice Chair of the Committee on Committees from the record. Or from the agenda.
Okay. There's been a motion to strike the appointment of Samuel Safahi as Vice Chair of Committee on Committees.
Yeah.
From the agenda. Is that correct?
Mhm.
Okay. Is there a second? Senator Kong?
Second.
Okay, the motion has been moved and seconded. We are now in discussion. Senator Bondi?
Call the question.
Okay, the question has been called. Is there a second? Senator Chunawala?
Oh, I had like an actual question,
Okay.
but I don't think that's there yet.
Yeah, if there's no second to this, then we can still continue discussion because moving the previous question is a Robert's Rules mechanism to end the discussion. So if you guys don't want to talk, I recommend not seconding the call to question. Yes, I believe that's how it works. Okay, Senator Turner? Okay, I'm a little lost. Is there a second to the call to question? Senator Nguyen, are you seconding? No. Chunawala is not seconding. Senator Nguyen's not seconding. Senator DiCarlo, are you seconding? No? Okay.
Can a
okay.
motion maker second the call to question?
I believe yes.
Then I'll second it.
Okay, there's been a second. We'll now move on to a vote. Yeah, I don't think do objections play a role in this? No, I think we just move on to a vote. I'm pretty sure this is how it works. Wait, no. Wait, no. I remember Robert's rules now, guys. Okay. This is great. Okay. It's been moved and seconded to end the discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Oppose means we want to stay in discussion.
Nay.
Okay. See, that didn't work as well as I thought it would because I can't hear how many voices were talked. So we're gonna go to motion 2. Motion 2. Everyone go to motion 2, which I will make a copy of. Okay. Motion 2. Yes means I don't want to talk anymore. Let's end discussion. Let's vote on this. No means I still want to talk.
You should probably clear the slate for the motion because it's all last time's votes.
Okay, yes. Thanks, Energy Sonian. Again, yes means I don't want to talk about this anymore. Let's vote. No means I still have a lot more to say. So please vote. Thank you. Senator Abdali. Oop. Senator Abdali, Senator Bondi, Senator Chunawala, Senator Horvitz, Senator Turner.
Hi, I'm a bit confused on where the form is.
It's just the Senate voting tracker. So it's always gonna be on the very top of the agenda, but I will drop it into the chat. No worries. Okay. Wow, isn't Robert's rule so fun, guys? Senator Horvitz and Senator Turner, waiting on you guys. If not, okay, thank you, Senator Turner. Senator Horvitz, if you can hear me, if you can vote.
Sorry, is it really not working? I think mine says like yes, I think.
Are you under motion 2? Because you might be changing it under
Yeah.
motion.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Great.
No, this is why they elected me. Okay, lovely. It's 6-7-1, and according to Robert's rules, the call to question has to be a 2/3 vote. So that would be whatever the math is. What's 2/3? 63%, 66%. So we're gonna remain in discussion. Okay, Senator DiCarlo. Is he talking? Senator DiCarlo?
Sorry, I thought I clicked on mute. Well, I was gonna say, I think I would rather postpone this current question indefinitely. I don't think this is the right motion that we should be making as a Senate. It should be instead, I think we could not postpone them, not strike them, but if we committed to verbiage of postponing them another week, if that would be appeasing to you guys, not you guys, let me be more specific, Senator Giasimone and Senator Kong that originally first and seconded the motion, I think we could probably make a compromise with that.
From how I'm interpreting the motion language, and please correct me if I'm wrong, Senator Giasimone, but striking the appointment from the agenda means it could come back because it's not, we're disapproving the appointment. So this would kind of have the same effect, but I might be wrong if that's not what we intended. But Senator Nguyen?
Yeah, I guess my thoughts were just similar to that as well. I think I was just a little bit confused on the motion. If like by striking it from the agenda, does that mean that we will no longer be discussing it? Or does it also mean that like it will be moved to like our next meeting's discussion? But that was my question about the motion.
Senator Giasimone, could you clarify what you meant?
With the motion?
Yes.
Yeah, and sorry guys, my laptop like crashed or something, so I'm on my phone now. But my laptop, the Zoom just reopened, but that's fine. I'll do it here. So my intent with the motion was to remove it from the agenda for this week. And then if the powers that are in charge of nominations wish to put it on the agenda again in 2 weeks, they can do that, and we can have another vote. But my goal with that was just to remove it so that when we do a motion to bundle and approve all the other appointments and resignations, we don't include this one. And we can, I'm completely okay with bringing this to, if that's what you guys like want to do, I'm fine bringing this to a more debate and deliberation and all that next meeting.
Okay, then I think Senator Giasimone and I have the same interpretation. So striking it from the agenda doesn't mean it can't be brought back. It's not going to be guaranteed to be brought back, but that's at the discretion of who makes the agenda. So me. Okay, Senator Chunawala.
Yeah, my question is, I guess there's kind of two parts to it, but first off is, if we have an objection to this candidate, do we have an alternative? Because we're essentially just delaying work that essentially needs to be done. And we honestly, from what I understand, is a lot of this work ideally wants to get done over the summer, so it's ready once fall comes. So there's that. And then also the second is if any of the, because I've seen the website and I've seen all the back end stuff that Sam's done. If he were to be rejected, would he then have the right to all that intellectual property and essentially revert all the committee on committee stuff back into the 19th century? Because if so, that would again set us back even further. So if we were to reject this, I feel as if we have to have a candidate ready to go, or we're basically just delaying the Senate quite a long time.
Senator Kong.
Yeah, I did have the same interpretation as to like strike through on today's agenda. I think it will brought back, and then I think if something like it's to strike through and never see it again, never discuss it again, and that's more like a postpone indefinitely, because so that's what I meant. So I support either to postpone definitely to next several meetings, or to strike through. That would be fine. Well, and that'll be it.
Senator G. Simonin.
Can I add something? So part of my, again, if the Senate would rather continue the deliberation on Safahi's nomination, that's fine. I understand completely. The big part of the reason why I wanted to kill it today is so that the Committee on Committees can immediately get to work on finding a qualified replacement. And then also, I don't remember, was it Senator Chinawala that asked about the intellectual property thing? I mean, I don't think that's going to be an issue, because my understanding is it wasn't just Sam that worked on the website, so I don't think it would be an issue. I'm pretty sure it's still legally owned by AS. But on top of that, I have web design experience. If we need to, I will personally redo the Committee on Committees website this summer, if that's what it takes to flip your guys' votes.
Senator Chinawala.
It was less to do with the look of it, and then it was all just the populating and the, like, there's a bunch of links, hyperlinks, and automated stuff that is all run by his computer. So if he were to leave, basically half the website would not work.
We can confirm that information another time. Yeah, we can confirm that information another time. Let's
Chair, can I just quickly comment on something?
I'm gonna have Senator Kong go first, since you guys both have spoken. So Senator Kong.
Yeah, I want to ask everyone's thoughts, or like all the senators' thoughts, to how long do you guys want to like postpone this appointment? And then so yeah, I'll do it.
I will say I will be bringing this appointment back. So we don't have to do a separate motion to postpone, but I will be bringing it back for our next Senate meeting if we're just striking through it today. And then Senator G. Simonian, this is your last time to speak.
That's fine. Senator Chinawala, if what you're saying about this stuff being on Sam's personal computer is true, I would like to have a long conversation with the people in COC, because that is an absolutely egregious thing to do. Like what are we doing? It's not like AS web infrastructure should remain on AS servers only. I hope I don't have to explain why that's important. So if what you're saying is true, I think we need to have a long conversation with the chairs of COC as well.
Okay. Okay, more hands. Okay, last time to speak, Senator Chinawala and Senator Kong, but Senator Chinawala, I'll have you go first.
I'm not positive on the thing you were talking about. Maybe the website I saw was something he showed the chair as what it could be if he were appointed. So maybe I'm mistaken here. Maybe the current website has nothing to do with. Maybe I was seeing sort of what could be. So I guess don't quote me on that. And but yeah, I guess it would make sense for him not to give his own work for a position he hasn't been appointed for yet. So maybe I was wrong about that section.
Okay, and then Senator Collin, your last time.
Yeah, I want to ask for the point of information of Sam's COC as the vice chair. So after we strike through for today, how long or what's the process for us for the COC appointment to go through again?
So striking through just removes it from the agenda today, and then it's since you all aren't saying a specific time you want to postpone it by, it's up to my discretion, and I will be bringing it back at our next Senate meeting, and we can have this fun conversation again. So it will be back on the meeting in 2 weeks. But yeah, Senator Chinawala, I'm sorry. I think you've spoken at least twice, and I'm gonna stick to this 2 speaking limits.
I didn't mean to have my hand up.
Oh, okay, no worries. Okay, is there any other discussion? People who haven't spoken. Okay, awesome. We will move into a vote then. It will be motion 3, and so the vote is to strike the appointment of Samuel Safahi as vice chair. I will be putting that into the Senate voting tracker. A vote yes is to strike the appointment and remove it from the agenda. A vote no is no, and abstain is you're not choosing to vote yes or no, and then abstentions don't count towards yes votes. Please vote motion 3, and the motion language is on top as well. Senator Abdali, Senator Bondi, if you could vote. Senator Bondi, if you can hear me, if you can vote. Lovely. Okay, vote reads 11-1-2, motion passes. Okay, awesome. Okay, I will strike through the appointments on here so everyone can see. Nope, I try to take a screenshot. Don't want to do that. Senator Carlo, can you strike through for me, please? Okay, the floor is open. Senator Lopez?
Oh, hold on. Sorry, I was just loading something. Hold on. I had my motion language ready. Sorry, it
Okay.
just crashed.
worries.
Just like 5 seconds. Okay. All right. Motion to postpone the appointment of Annabelle Guinan as elections board chair to the next Senate meeting.
Okay, there's been a motion to postpone the appointment of Annabelle Greenon as elections board chair to the next Senate meeting. Is there a second? Senator Kong?
Second.
Okay, motion has been moved and seconded. We are now in discussion. I'm going to be sticking to the 2 speaking limits. So Senator Giusimonian?
I was gonna call a question unless anyone objects.
I think Senator Cortez wants to talk, so I'll have Senator Cortez.
That's fine. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, Senator Cortez?
Yeah, guys, I think this is like really important for us to actually vote on today, just because of how much work it is. Like a lot of the problems that we're talking about and like that have been happening is like the late appointment of these election chairs constant like having to search for someone, having to fill these committees, having to do all of these different things of just like hiring people. And we know that she has experience. We know that she like has been heavily involved, that even the president has met with her. And like I had seen a couple of comments too. It's really important, and like how they were talking about how Sean was talking about how this needs to be done and it like cannot wait off. I think you can either vote yes or no, but I think it's really important that we do vote on that today. Yeah, I guess that's all.
Okay, Senator G.
I have a lot to say about that. Of course, I understand that doing this would mean it's 2 more weeks until we have an elections board chair, but I mean we can't just like approve people because of the time frame. Like that doesn't make sense. Given everything, I understand Annabelle has served on elections board for a quarter, but the quarter she served on elections board, so much stuff went wrong. Like I'm not even saying it's her fault, but she has not spoken to the Senate on what went wrong. She's not spoken to any of us, and I don't think that it's responsible for us to approve an appointment for a position for an entity that has had so many problems in the past couple months without at least trying to understand what went wrong. I mean, it's simply irresponsible to do that. On top of that, I feel like what Sean is saying is that that Annabelle has already been working on coming up with ideas for how to fix elections board. It sounds like we're still in the brainstorming phase of things, right? Which means that we can postpone the appointment for another 2 weeks. She can keep brainstorming. Maybe she'll have some really good ideas that she'll present to the Senate on what is it, 2 weeks from today? The 12th of August. It's 14 days away. Maybe by then she'll have some incredible ideas for how to fix elections board that she will have spent the last 2 weeks refining, that she can present to this Senate as proof that she's qualified to serve in this very, very, very important position. That's all. That's just my opinion. We can't rush these things just because the time frame is a little bit short. We have to take this seriously, and we have to exercise the appropriate degree of scrutiny, which I feel like is not being done right now, and cannot be done until Annabelle comes and speaks to the Senate. I yield.
Wanted to just quickly clarify something. I did confirm with Sean that Annabelle was on the committee year round, and when the chair left winter quarter, she became chair spring quarter, so she took on that position. Just wanted to clarify that. Senator Giussani and Senator Cortez, you guys are on your last speaking. And then Senator DiCarlo, you can go right now.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, so thank you for the clarification that she was in elections board the whole year. I still will say she was only the chair for one of those quarters, and she was thrown into the role pretty last second. So I think like time is something we can take into consideration, because I would not want to deprive the elections chair another 2 weeks of trainings and all the proper procedures to prepare them for the year. I think if we don't appoint her today, it'll only repeat the issues of last year. And another thing is, elections board is more than just one person. I don't know the specific number of how many people sit on that board, but I will say you can't pin all of the problems of last year's fault on just Annabelle for this one appointment. And instead, like EJ said, it's mostly new staff this year. So we have to, like, I say we have to approve this today to give them the required time for their summer trainings, and to allow them to, grow as a board together and kind of create good ideas and systems for this upcoming school year. I think it's really problematic if we don't appoint her today.
Okay, Senator Cortez, last time.
Yeah, I do just like also want to emphasize, like, originally I know I was like talking a lot about time. It's not just time, it's also about her experience. I understand all the concerns that you're having, Alec, but it also is like if she has made these mistakes in the past, let's say she was responsible for something like that, it's also due to her experience. She now can or like redo things in a different way because of that experience and learn from those mistakes. Whereas if you have a new person come in, they're bound to make similar mistakes because they really don't know everything. I also do want to say, like, at least in communication during elections and stuff like that, she was very communicative. Um, and like Senator DeCarlo said, it's like very important that these 2 weeks are like given to them because it is like a huge task. Like you said, it is very important. And I don't want to like dismiss any of your concerns, but it's also is one person and is very strong, has multiple ideas, and those ideas can only like come into action if she's in the role. I also understand that there's like a little bit of like I guess back and forth with this. But like what I'm saying is that we do go ahead and vote on this. I'm not saying that everyone has to approve it. And like if we do move on to a vote, there will be like you can vote yes or no. And I think that's very important that like we understand is like you don't have to vote her in. And if the majority of everyone thinks like, oh, I don't want her voted in, that would be understanding too. Like it's just having that choice today.
Okay. Senator G, so maybe this is your last time to speak for this motion.
We have 8 months before the 2027 election. 2 weeks is about 7% of those 8 months. So I don't think, number one, that postponing this for 2 weeks to make sure we're making the right decision, which is our job as a Senate, is to make the right decision and not rush things and deliberate and ask questions to people. It's like our job as outlined in legal code to do the things that take a little bit of extra time to make sure we're making the right decision. I don't think that those extra 2 weeks are as big a deal as approving an appointment that we do not know, we cannot know the qualifications of at this point in time. I also want to address, I think Senator DeCarlo's comments on, it's just one person. You can't blame the entirety of the faults of the elections board on one individual. You are right, except that this one person, number one, was the chair of the elections board. And number two, I mean, she was also, I don't know if you guys remember the election results announcement. She came to that an hour late without explaining herself. She sent us all an email asking us to do elections board's job of reaching out to people to get them to vote. I don't know if you guys remember that. So again, I'm not saying we should or should not approve Annabelle at this point in time. I honestly don't know because she has not come in and explained her side of the Senate, because there has been no investigation by this body into exactly what went wrong, because if we take this vote today, we are taking it pretty much blind to what actually happened. And I think that sacrificing an extra 2 weeks, where if what Sean is saying is correct, Annabelle is still doing work during these 2 weeks. I think sacrificing those extra 2 weeks is not as big of a deal as voting for a position as important as the person who runs our elections prematurely without all the information we need to make an educated decision. I do understand that the 2 weeks is, it's a little bit of extra time, but if we make the wrong decision, we're gonna have to stick with that decision for 8 months. That's 16 times more than 2 weeks. So I think it would be ridiculously irresponsible to vote on this today.
Okay, Senator Kong. Is this your first time speaking on this, Senator Kong? Okay, yeah, feel free to go.
Yeah, so I do remember that President EJ Rod mentioned that she has sort of no influence as her office position during the election board, and then the president also endorsed her in that matter as well. But I do agree with Senator Josmonian that we and then our senators, a lot of senators are unaware of her ideas and her thoughts on how to improve election board. So I think it is best to postpone to the next Senate meeting. So during these 2 weeks, we can reach out to her and to ask her about any informations and any of her ideas of how to improve the election board. So yeah, so that would be my idea.
Senator Lopez?
Oh yeah, I just wanted to sort of, I guess, bring a different perspective. Like as a brand new senator, I mean, like this is only the second summer session meeting we've had, and because we've have only met briefly a few times, the first few weeks, it's the equivalent to being like 3 or 4 weeks into a class and just sort of being asked to like take the exam early. That's at least like how I'm feeling. Like for an appointment of this magnitude, like even if the elections had gone pretty decently, but like I don't really know Annabelle that well. I don't really know like what her plans are to improve the election, that sort of thing. I would at least just like her to come to the meeting to sort of explain like what her plans are, and then like we can get to know her a little bit better before we can make this sort of decision. So I'm saying like even if the elections process had gone somewhat decent, I feel like it's just generally too short notice, and also to agree with what Gio Simonian, Kong, and many others have said in the sense of 2 weeks isn't too much of a postponement. I feel like that's enough time for us to be able to reconsider and fully make that decision, um, or at least get to a point where we know when we can. And it shouldn't have too much of an impact even on just the summer proceedings because we still have about slightly less than 2 months of summer, and 2 weeks is like a little around 25%. So I feel like that's okay, and that's why I created this or that's why I made this motion in the first place.
Okay. Is there any more discussion? Okay, we will move into a vote if you go to motion 4. So what you're voting on is to postpone, yes, is to postpone the appointment of Annabelle Guinan as elections board chair to the next Senate meeting. And then if you all don't know what an abstention is, abstentions, you're just like not voting yes or no, and then it doesn't count towards a no vote, but it also does not count towards a yes vote. Like it won't factor into the percentage. I'm not sure if the column was cleared beforehand, was it?
Yeah, the column was clear.
Okay, cool. Senator Chinawala? Senator Chinawala? Is he here? Did he leave?
He voted no.
Oh, lovely. Thank you so much. Okay, it's 851. I believe this one is just majority. So I believe motion passes. Sorry, give me a sec. Yeah, I believe motion passes. The appointment of Annabelle Guinan will be postponed to the next Senate meeting. Okay. The floor is still open. We have the remaining appointments for committee on committees and then take back the night. Senator Simonian?
Motion to bundle and approve all outstanding appointments and resignations.
Okay, there's been a motion to bundle and approve all outstanding appointments and resignations. Is there a second? Senator Nguyen?
Second.
Okay, motion's been moved and seconded. We are now in discussion. Senator Kong?
Part of the question.
Okay, question has been called. Is there a second?
Seconded.
Okay, the question has been moved and the question has been moved and seconded. If there's no objection, we will end discussion. Okay. And we will move into a vote. If you can go to voting tracker number motion 5. And the motion language has been updated on top. Waiting on a few senators. Please vote. Senator Bondi, Senator Lopez, and Senator Turner, can you please vote? Yes.
IVP Vicky?
Yeah.
Can we change my name to spell it right?
Oh, yes, of course.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. Okay, yeah. If you could vote, that'd be great. And then we'll change it for the other motions as well. Lovely. Okay. 14-0-0, motion passed. What did I do? Senate voting tracker number 5. Thank you. Okay, I think that's all we have for section K. We'll move on to section L, discussion items. Any discussions? We've had quite a bit today. No discussions. Next, M, remarks. Any remarks? No remarks. N, acceptance of the agenda. The floor is open.
Motion to accept the agenda as amended.
There's been a motion to accept the agenda as amended. Is there a second? Senator Bondi?
Second.
Okay, motion's been moved and seconded. We're now in discussion. Senator DiCarlo?
Should I strike through Annabelle's thing on the agenda? No?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Senator Kong?
Call the question.
Okay, question has been called. Is there a second? Senator Lopez?
Second on the call to question.
Okay, the question has been moved and seconded. If there are no objections, we will end discussion and we'll move to a voice vote. All those in favor say aye.
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 Wow, so enthusiastic. All those opposed? Okay, motion passed. Okay, we'll move into section O, adjournment. And fun Robert's Rules thing I learned. We do not discuss for this, I believe. There's no debate for this. It's in my Robert's Rules cheat sheet, I believe. It's just motion seconded and then we vote. Okay. Senator Kong?
Motion to adjourn this meeting at 8:45 p.m.
There's been a motion to adjourn the meeting at 8:45 p.m. Is there a second? Senator G. Simonian?
Seconded.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
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 Aw, all those opposed? Okay, motion passed. Meeting has adjourned. Thank you so much, guys. Go eat dinner and yeah, have a great rest of your night.
Thank you, Vicky.
Yes, of course.
Thank you,
Have a good night,
Vicky.
guys.
Thank you, Vicky.
Thank you, Vicky.
Thank you.
Thank you for the Senate.
Thank you.